Every bloke has a story. Rather than putting it in a bottle and screwing the lid on tight, we've got to now be a generation of blokes that now goes out there and encourages communication, encourages serious conversations. And we've got to be looking out for our brothers, we've got to be looking out for our dads, we've got to be looking out for our mates, and not just talking about the superficial things that we see day in, day out, but actually talk about the things that will affect us. And typically as guys, we don't communicate in that way very well. Fly has some really strong meanings for me as an individual, and probably connects very, very strongly with my love and my passion for fly fishing. It's my happy place. It's a place where I space out. It's therapy. It's where I've dealt with significant troubles and challenges in my own life. I found myself by a river casting a fly line, and where that takes my mental state is just, it's just such a beautiful, happy place to be in. The Fly program is very simply a means to connect with Australian men and get them into the outdoors. And we're using this as an amazing pathway to talk about bigger issues. What we do in the Fly program, I take guys from their everyday lives and we put them into this amazing environment where we ride mountain bikes into these remote locations. We give them the skills to learn how to cast a fishing line, whether it be a fly line or just a lure into the water. And by getting into these environments of their own steam, they're achieving something. And getting to that river, that riverside is just like this amazing feeling where guys can connect with nature.
You know, when you're in a city and working, you can easily put on clothes and put on a happy face. But when you're out in nature, getting dirty, muddy, getting wet in the water, when you fly fishing and being around other blokes, it helps bring your guard down and it almost relieves this kind of barrier, which enables you to be open and talk about things.
The Fly program gives you enough physical activity to be rejuvenated in that sense of your day, but also that opportunity to be with people who understand the circumstances and are able to get what you're going through in a similar fashion to what they are.
We're all busy being busy, and the Fly program just gave me that opportunity to breathe out and disconnect from my mobile phone and from the constant emails and social media and everything that's busy in our lives, and just connect with some like-minded people and to catch a fish along the way is just a bonus.
You feel the rod in your hand, you feel the sweat roll down your face as you ride the bike, and that's real, but it's also having a conversation offline with a mate or with a colleague or with a counsellor about, well, how do I deal with this situation which is going on back home? And that's for me where Fly brings the two things together. It's very different to other opportunities.
I joined the Fly program because I wanted to, have that ongoing disconnect from society, from work, from high pressure, to reconnect. And there's no better way of doing that through the nature. So I'm really passionate about this because, this is, you got to reconnect to yourself to be the best you can be.
What we have to do is change the culture. We have to embrace physical activity and we have to embrace the outdoors. But what we're also doing is we're connecting men with new ways of being able to deal with trauma in their lives.
Sitting around the campfire the last couple of days, talking to the guys, you find yourself opening up. You find yourself encouraged by their openness. So you feel you want to open up, and it's not an effort. It really is surprising.
I think the surrounds speak for themselves. You know, it's peace, it's quiet, brings a natural environment to your mindset.
Someone the other night sitting around the campfire mentioned that he was at peace. So to have a structured program that gives you skills and can allow you possibly to be at peace is something that certainly I would recommend that people try.
Life is more than just the rat race. Life is more than just being in the box of society, doing what everyone around us thinks is important for us, not what we think. And I think the only way to really think what our true purpose is and our real why on the planet is to actually be connected to yourself. And the only way to do that is to discover yourself through a program like this.
It's such an amazing classroom, to get guys into the outdoors, giving them professional assistance, professional outlooks on their experiences will help them to better their lives and increase their sense of wellness. It's just so important, and what an amazing classroom, to be out in the bush and to have an opportunity to affect lives in that way is just so exciting.